My dear friends, thank you once again for returning to this familiar little corner. This is a space where I always try to share gentle and simple messages that can make a big difference in our health. Especially after the age of 60, every video is a small gift. And today, I would like to offer you something even more special. Have you ever been walking normally and then suddenly stopped in your tracks because of a cramp, or perhaps you've noticed that your legs have strangely become weaker lately, even though you haven't done anything too strenuous? If so, you are not alone. Millions of older adults are experiencing the same thing every single day. And sadly, many people accept this as just a natural part of aging. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. According to research published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and reports from the National Institutes of Health in the United States, there are small but highly effective changes you can make to improve this condition, and the results may appear in less than 12 hours. In today's video, I will reveal to you that simple food and how to use it to naturally and safely restore strength to your legs. So please do not skip a single moment of this video. What you are about to hear might be the small turning point that helps you feel steadier and more confident each and every day. 1. The scientific mechanism. Most people believe that as we get older, muscle weakness is simply inevitable, but recent studies suggest something quite different. The reason our legs become weaker, our reflexes slower, or we experience cramps more easily, is not just because the muscles are disappearing. Rather, we still have the muscles, but they are no longer being used effectively because they have lost their connection with the central nervous system. It's like a team of skilled workers who have stopped receiving commands from their leader, so they remain idle, not working. And over time, the muscles become lazy and weak. Between our brain and leg muscles lies a dense network of nerves called the motor system. Every time you want to stand up, take a step, or even move a toe, the brain sends a signal down through the spinal cord, along the nerves, and finally to the muscle fibers. At the point where the nerve connects with the muscle, a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine performs the task of converting the signal into action. When acetylcholine is functioning well, the muscles contract at the right time, with strength and coordination. But when there is a disruption in this process, even though the muscle is intact, your legs may still feel weak, unsteady, and prone to sudden cramps. This disruption is not always obvious. Sometimes it comes from hidden causes such as chronic inflammation in the body, reduced blood flow to the lower limbs, or a lack of essential nutrients needed for the nervous system to operate smoothly. One important point to note is that this process can begin as early as age 40, and if ignored, it can quietly but persistently progress over the years. That is why many people feel their legs becoming weaker without understanding why, even though they still eat well and walk every day. But simply eating enough calories is not enough. If you do not provide the right nutrients, at the right time, and in the right way, your body will not be able to repair and restore this motor control system. The more we understand how the body works, the more we realize that weak legs are not a sentence handed down by age. They are a gentle message from the body, reminding us that it needs to be reconnected, properly fueled, and kindly listened to. And the good news is that there are natural and familiar nutrients that can do just that. In fact, they can work so quickly that you may feel the difference in as little as 12 hours. 2. Leucine and high-quality protein. While many people turn to expensive supplements or health products in hopes of restoring the strength in their legs, there is actually a much more powerful key hidden quietly in your daily meals. That key is called leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid, meaning our body cannot produce it on its own and can only obtain it through food. But what makes leucine special is not just its role in building muscle, it is also a powerful trigger for a process called muscle protein synthesis. Imagine your body as a construction site. Leucine is the whistle that signals the workers to begin, the switch that wakes up your muscle operating system from a resting state. Every time you consume a large enough amount of leucine, it sends a signal to a biological pathway called mTOR. This is the central hub that coordinates the repair and growth of muscle cells. And the amazing thing is, even in people over 60, this mechanism still works, as long as the right signal is provided. However, this is where many older adults run into trouble. While younger people respond well to even small amounts of protein, Older adults face a condition known as anabolic resistance. This means their muscles are no longer as sensitive to recovery signals as before, making it harder to activate muscle rebuilding even if they consume enough protein. It's like a blinking light that the workers ignore because the command isn't clear enough. To overcome this problem, leucine becomes the guide. Studies have shown that just one meal containing 2 to 3 grams of leucine is enough to break through that barrier, and you can easily reach this amount from high-quality protein sources such as lean beef, chicken, fish, eggs, and especially whey protein. Among these, whey is considered the richest in leucine, the easiest to absorb, and the fastest to take effect. It is no coincidence that nutrition experts, including those who work in hospitals and nursing homes, recommend that older adults include whey protein in their breakfast. The key is not just eating more protein, but eating the right kind at the right time. An ideal breakfast for older adults should not be just thin porridge or sweet bread. It should include at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein to properly activate the recovery mechanism. This could be 2 eggs with a glass of milk, or a whey protein shake with banana and oats. In fact, just one simple glass of whey protein after waking up can already make a difference. Your body does not need anything extravagant. It only needs clear signals, at the right time, and with consistency. Leucine is the wake-up call for your tired legs, reminding them of the role they were meant to play, and you can absolutely do that every morning, right in your own kitchen. 3. Eggs. If you asked me, among dozens of familiar foods, which one is both simple and capable of working wonders for tired and weak legs in older adults, I would not hesitate to answer eggs. Eggs may sit quietly in the kitchens of most households, but inside that thin shell is a treasure trove of nutrition. Most importantly, eggs, especially the yolk, are one of the richest natural sources of choline. When people talk about eggs, they often mention protein or cholesterol, but few know that the choline found in egg yolks is a vital building block that the body uses to produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for smooth and effective muscle function. Acetylcholine is the signal that helps the brain send instructions to the muscles every time you stand up, take a step, or move your leg. Acetylcholine delivers that command from your nervous system to each muscle fiber. A deficiency in this substance does not only reduce muscle responsiveness, it can also make you more prone to losing balance, reacting more slowly, or even experiencing sudden leg cramps in the middle of the night. And the concerning truth is that the body's ability to produce acetylcholine decreases with age, causing all your movement signals to slowly fade, like a speaker running out of battery. The good news is that you can help your body restore this signal simply by eating 2 eggs every morning. Research has shown that just 2 eggs can provide over 300 milligrams of choline, enough to restart the acetylcholine production process in just a few hours. The improvement can be so noticeable that you may feel more stable on your feet, walk more lightly, and experience fewer leg cramps after just one morning of eating eggs regularly. The best way to take advantage of eggs is to eat the whole egg, including the yolk. You can simply boil them, or cook them with green vegetables like spinach or kale to enhance their anti-inflammatory benefits. If you combine eggs with whey protein, Greek yogurt, or fresh cheese, you are creating an ideal breakfast for your nervous and muscular systems. A glass of warm water and a few slices of fresh fruit will also help your body absorb the choline and other micronutrients more effectively. Eggs are not just a meal. They are a gentle message to your legs that it is time they were heard, properly nourished, and brought back to a more active and confident rhythm of life. And sometimes, just a small change like 2 eggs each morning can bring about a big difference in your golden years. 4. Beets. One of the reasons why the legs of older adults gradually become weaker over time is reduced blood flow to the lower limbs, often without us realizing it. Some people go for regular health checkups and their blood vessels appear normal, yet they still feel their legs becoming heavier, their steps slower, and their calves sore after standing for long periods. The reason is that the tiny blood vessels in the leg muscles are no longer as flexible as before, and the blood no longer flows as strongly as it once did in youth. Yet blood is the pathway that delivers nutrients and oxygen to every muscle cell. A lack of blood means that the muscles are deprived of the fuel they need to function, to recover, and to stay strong. It's like trying to care for a garden when the water hose is bent or blocked. No matter how much you try to water it, the results are poor. The answer lies in a familiar root vegetable with a vibrant purple-red color. Often sitting quietly at the market corner or supermarket shelf, beets. Beets are among the richest foods in natural nitrates. When you eat or drink beet juice, the nitrates are converted in your body into nitric oxide, a gas molecule that helps widen blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more strongly, more quickly, and reach deeper areas of the body like the muscles in your legs, thighs, and feet. This is extremely important because good blood flow not only brings oxygen and nutrients to where they are needed, but also helps flush out waste, lactic acid, and reduce inflammation in the muscle tissues. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology in 2015 showed that within just a few hours after drinking beet juice, older adults experienced noticeable improvements in walking speed, stair climbing ability, and the strength of fast-twitch muscle fibers, the muscle groups that help maintain balance and prevent falls. These improvements were not just feelings, but measurable changes recorded through medical equipment during clinical tests. To get the most benefit, you can drink about 250 to 300 milliliters of fresh beet juice in the morning, about 1 to 1.5 hours before walking or doing light exercise, if you're not used to the taste. You can blend it with a bit of apple, carrot, or ginger to make it more pleasant. Another simple option is to steam 1 or 2 medium-sized beets, slice them, and eat them with your breakfast or mix them with greens and boiled eggs. The key is consistency, because blood flow needs to be supported every single day. Just imagine that every time you eat beets, you are opening up the pathways of circulation to your legs, and when blood flows well, not only do your muscles receive nourishment, but your nerves, reflexes, and balance all improve as well. A simple food, easy to find and easy to prepare, but one that can open up a new path for your tired legs toward better health. 5. Leafy green vegetables. When people talk about the reasons why our legs become weaker over time, they often think of muscle loss, calcium deficiency, or lack of exercise. But few realize that there is a silent enemy quietly harming your legs every single day. Little by little, that enemy is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is very different from acute pain caused by injury. It does not show up with obvious symptoms, does not cause a high fever or visible swelling, but instead appears as vague sensations like unusual leg fatigue, slower reflexes, or unexplained weakness in the legs. Chronic inflammation damages from within, weakening cell function, disrupting recovery processes, and interfering with the smooth operation of the neuromuscular system. To extinguish this quiet fire, nature once again offers a solution, and that solution lies in the basket of leafy greens that many people tend to overlook. Dark leafy vegetables such as kale, spinach, arugula, and traditional mustard greens are packed with natural anti-inflammatory compounds like polyphenols, especially quercetin. Polyphenols have the ability to suppress inflammatory cytokines such as interleukin-6 and TNF-alpha, helping to calm systemic inflammation and bring the body back into balance. Not only that, leafy greens are also rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps relax the muscles and prevent cramps. They are full of chlorophyll, which is alkaline and supports detoxification, and they contain natural nitrates that improve blood circulation. When combined, these nutrients form a kind of protective armor for the legs, fighting inflammation, promoting recovery, and helping the muscles function more efficiently. A study published in the journal Pharmacology in 2019 showed that people who regularly consumed 1 to 2 cups of leafy green vegetables daily, along with light exercise, experienced a significant reduction in blood markers of inflammation within just 2 to 4 weeks. There was no need for medication. Just with the simple greens in their daily meals, their bodies received a powerful tool to resist the weakening process. The best way to take advantage of leafy greens is to eat them in the morning, when the body has just awakened and the day's inflammatory processes are beginning. You can lightly sauté the vegetables in olive oil, or steam them and serve with boiled eggs, cheese, or whole grain bread. Don't forget to add a little squeeze of fresh lemon or a few drops of apple cider vinegar to enhance nutrient absorption. It is truly amazing how a small plate of greens can create such a big impact. It does not just cleanse the body, but also soothes the hidden signals of inflammation that are quietly weakening your legs. And if you keep this habit every morning, within just a few weeks, you may find yourself no longer unsteady, and you may feel vitality returning from those very first steps of the day. 6. Timing your meals for many years. We have believed that simply eating enough nutrients would allow the body to recover on its own. But once we pass the age of 60, things are no longer that simple. Our bodies not only need the right nutrients, but they also need them at the right time. One reason why many older adults eat properly but still have weak muscles and slow reflexes is a condition known as anabolic resistance. Put simply, this means the body becomes less responsive to protein, even if you eat a good amount of protein, if you consume it at the wrong time. The recovery signal can be missed and the muscles won't rebuild as expected. However, there is a simple but effective way to overcome this obstacle. That is to distribute your protein intake evenly across all 3 main meals instead of concentrating it at dinner. A 2014 study from the University of Texas showed that people who consumed about 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner had a muscle protein synthesis rate that was 25% higher than those who ate most of their protein in the evening. In addition, eating within 30 to 60 minutes after light physical activity takes advantage of what is called the anabolic window, a period when muscle cells are most receptive to nutrients. You don't need to exercise heavily. A short walk around the house, a few gentle stretches, or a light cycling session is enough. After that, a protein-rich meal will help your body absorb nutrients quickly and deliver amino acids directly to the muscles in need of repair. An ideal morning can begin with a glass of warm water, followed by a 15-minute walk in the yard. After that, you can enjoy a breakfast of 2 boiled eggs, a small portion of steamed greens, and a glass of milk or whey protein. If you prefer something sweet, you can have Greek yogurt mixed with chia seeds, berries, and oats. These simple options provide a full range of leucine, choline, and natural anti-inflammatory nutrients. Sometimes, the difference doesn't come from a complicated diet, but from when you eat at the right time. Your body not only receives nutrients but also understands that it is time to recover, to grow stronger, and to start again. Your meal becomes a signal, a loving message sent to every muscle fiber waiting to be gently cared for. If you have followed me all the way to this point, I believe you are someone who truly cares about your health and refuses to let age determine the quality of your life. And that is the most wonderful thing of all, because as long as you take the time to learn, to care, and to take small steps each day, your body will always find a way to recover and continue to stand strong with you on the long journey ahead. Weak legs are not the end of aging. They are simply a gentle reminder that it is time to listen more closely to your body. You now know that cramps, weakness in the legs, or a sense of unsteadiness can come from broken neural connections, from silent chronic inflammation, or from the lack of seemingly small nutrients like leucine or choline. And you have also seen that simply by choosing the right foods and eating them at the right time, you can begin to rebuild your strength from within. You do not need a strict diet or heavy workouts. What you need is to begin with the things that are simple and close at hand. A breakfast with boiled eggs and leafy greens, a light whey protein shake after a morning walk around your yard, a glass of beet juice in the morning to improve blood circulation. These small actions, when repeated regularly, can help you feel noticeable changes within 12 hours and maintain those improvements over time. Perhaps the most precious gift we can give ourselves after 60 is not expensive pills or advanced equipment, but the ability to take charge, to show love and care for our own bodies. Every strong and steady step you take in the future will be the result of the choices you make today. And I hope that from now on, every morning when you wake up, you will see your legs not just as a means of getting around, but as a symbol of renewal, of hope, and of a full and meaningful life that you truly deserve.